Well, hello again from us at Wood and Stuff Outdoors. Coming to you from northern Minnesota. We're this January day. It's very balmy, I don't know, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Kind of what you'd consider a January thaw, I suppose. So we're in this block of pretty nice weather. I thought I'd take advantage of it and show you something that is a fairly common phenomenon of our trees in the winter time. Something that happens in the winter to some of our trees, and that is frost cracks. Being we're on kind of the edge of the eastern hardwoods and the southern edge of the boreal forest, and so we have kind of an interesting intersection of species. And one of our species that's kind of on the northwest edge of its range, or getting close to its northwest edge, is the American basswood, or American linden, as some might call it. Basswood is one of the species that are affected by frost cracks the most. Other species that we have that are affected by frost cracks are the sugar maple and the red maples. There are other species to a much lesser degree, but the primary is basswood and sugar maple. And in the tree removal industry, frost cracks are one of the defects that we look for because it significantly affects what we can do with the tree as far as how to remove it, best and safest ways of removal. And then frost cracks are also an indicator of what's going on inside of the tree as well. I will flip the camera around so you can see an example of a good frost crack in a basswood tree. Okay, so this basswood is probably 26 inches diameter, so medium to large basswood tree for our area. This frost crack, like most, is on the south side of the tree. And why is that? Well, it's because in the wintertime, the sun shines on the south side of the tree and the wood expands, whereas the north side of the tree, the wood contracts, kind of pulling those fibers apart. And it's especially pronounced on a really cold, sunny day, like we're talking 20 below 0 Fahrenheit and sun shining. The back side of the tree will be much colder than the south side. And you can almost hear it as you're walking through the woods. It'll sound like a pistol crack when these trees pop open. And in time, over years, that tree in the wind will bend and flex and wave, and that crack will open up, and water will get inside and expand when it freezes, and that crack will open up even more. And then as water works its way in, the center of the tree will begin to rot, and it'll rot from the inside out. And you'll have a little rind of good solid wood all the way around at some point. You'll see that especially in the red maple. You'll have a culvert inside that tree, and you'll have just a little thin rind holding that tree up. And if we look down here at the base of the tree, here's an example, an illustration of what I'm talking about. You can tell that tree is pretty rotten in the middle, but I could tell that just from knowing that there's a big frost crack there and how old that frost crack is. So that tree were to fall on its own, it's a rather, fairly tall tree for our area. It would fracture along that frost crack more than likely and split, and you wouldn't really be able to know which way that top's gonna fall because it's just gonna fracture along that vertical grain. If this were a tree next to a target, house, building, power line, whatever, I would say this would be a high candidate for removal. But here on the edge of my trail here, I'm not worried about it. If it falls, I'll just clean it up. So anyway, just wanted to share what I knew, or what I think I know about frost cracks and their physics. Anyway, it's just one of those defects to look for when you're in the woods and as you're felling trees. And yeah, just be safe and enjoy the forest.